Hey everybody, it's James Freeman. This may be the craziest story I've seen yet, but the truth is, I'm really not surprised that it happened. A sheriff's deputy shot and killed an off-duty police officer at his own home, right after that officer had been stabbed multiple times by an armed robber. That's right, the off-duty police officer was the victim of a violent attack. While that attack did not kill him, on-duty police arrived minutes afterwards and finished the job. I cannot say this enough times, there is no human situation so bad that it cannot be made worse by the presence of a police officer. I've got to wonder, if you're a cop that gets murdered by another cop, does your family still back the blue? Or do you start to realize that there is something seriously wrong in law enforcement? The incident occurred on January 30th, 2022, starting around 8:15 p.m. in Clark County, Washington. Police say they received a call around 8:15 p.m. Call stated that a man in his 20s pointed a gun at a clerk, demanded money, and then fled with several $100s. Police say they caught up with the suspect 12 minutes later on Interstate 205, but when they attempted to initiate a stop, the suspect fled. Police used spike strips, successfully disabling the vehicle, after which the man jumped out and ran into a nearby neighborhood. He successfully evaded police, but moments later, another 911 call came in from a woman claiming that a man was knocking on her door saying that he was in an accident and needs help. The female caller then informed dispatch that her husband was an armed off-duty Vancouver police officer and that he was now outside of the house attempting to detain the suspect. There was an altercation between the suspect and the off-duty police officer/homeowner, in which the off-duty officer lost control of his firearm and was then stabbed multiple times. The off-duty officer was injured but not critically until sheriff's deputies arrived on scene, opening fire and killing him. Who are you going to call next time somebody tries to break into your house? The victim is 52-year-old Donald Sahota. How sad is it to be brutally beaten and stabbed at your own home, only for the guys who are supposed to show up and help to show up and finish you off? But this is a perfect example of why it's just plain not rational to call the police to help when a violent individual is at your home. First, whatever that individual is going to do to you, he's going to do and be gone before the police ever arrive. If you aren't prepared to defend yourself, you're already screwed. Two, when you do call the police and they arrive, they don't know who does and does not belong at your home. Every single person at your home runs the risk of having a gun pointed in their face and being treated like a suspect. That means you, your wife, your children, your grandchildren, your elderly mother. And it makes perfect sense. These guys don't know you. They don't know who does and doesn't belong in your house. And officer safety is number one to them. They don't care how traumatizing this is going to be to you, your family, your children. All they care about is that they get to go home to their family. This is how police have been trained. Forget the law, forget people's rights, forget about what's right and wrong. Forget about what your conscience tells you. Officer safety is number one. I believe that the officer safety, fear-based training is the reason for this cop-on-cop shooting, and I believe it will be the cause of more to come. Nobody is safe from this.
The absolute most important thing is officer safety. And so we really highlight that officer safety issue.
Do we allow people to point guns at us? No. We go home. Those that we're dealing with will go home if they choose to, right?
According to fear-based officer training, Donald Sahota chose to die that night.
Look in the mirror and ask yourself, can I kill a kid? Can I shoot a grandma? Can I shoot a mom? Can I shoot a dad? Can I shoot a brother? Because if you can't, it's not you that's going to get hurt, it's your partner.
The fear-based training that police receive is dangerous for anyone who crosses an on-duty police officer's path, including other police officers.